Hey guys, today we're going to be using the product rule for differentiation. So if we have y is equal to u times v, where u and v are functions of x, then the derivative of y with respect to x is equal to the derivative of u times v plus the derivative of v times u. So let me give you an example. Let's say y is equal to xlnx. So we've got a product of two functions, the function x and the function lnx. So if we call x u and if we call lnx v, then in order to find du by dx and dv by dx, we're going to need to differentiate u and v with respect to x. So let's do that first. If u is equal to x, then du by dx is equal to 1. And if v is equal to lnx, then the derivative of lnx is 1 over x. So now we have all of these, we can plug them in the formula to find dy by dx. So dy by dx is equal to 1 times v plus 1 over x times x. And so dy by dx is equal to lnx. These two things are going to cancel, so we're going to be left with lnx plus 1. For our second example, we have y is equal to e to the x times sine squared x. So again, we've got a product of two functions. So let's consider this to be the product of e to the x with sine squared x. So let's call e to the x u, let's call sine squared x v. And what you'll notice is that in order to find the derivative of sine squared x, we're going to need to use the chain rule. And so we're actually using the chain rule inside of the product rule. But let's first start with e to the x. So if u is equal to e to the x, then du by dx is e to the x because the derivative of the exponential function is itself. But for v, so v is equal to sine squared x, then dv by dx is 2 sine x. So we're bringing the power down and we're multiplying by the inner derivative, which is cosine x. So the derivative of sine squared x is 2 sine x cosine x. And so our answer for dy by dx is du by dx, that's e to the x times v, which is sine squared x, plus dv by dx, which is 2 sine x cosine x, multiplied by u, which is e to the x. So this is our answer. We can neaten this up by factorizing out e to the x sine x. So this is e to the x sine x multiplied by sine x plus 2 cosine x. So next we have y is equal to x times 2x plus 1 to the power of 5. Now, in order to find the derivative of this function, what we could technically do is we could use the binomial expansion to expand the brackets here, and then we could multiply each term by x and then differentiate each term individually. However, it would be much simpler if we consider this to be the product of x and 2x plus 1 to the power of 5, and now we can use the product rule. So let's call this u, let's call this v. So if u is equal to x, then differentiating with respect to x is going to give us 1. And then for v, so if v is equal to 2x plus 1 to the power of 5, then again we're going to need to use the chain rule. So take 2x plus 1 to be the inner function and take the fifth power to be the outer function. So we bring down the power, we get 5, 2x plus 1 to the power of 4, and we multiply by the inner derivative, the derivative of 2x plus 1 is 2. So we get 10 times 2x plus 1 to the power of 4. So our answer for dy by dx is du by dx times v is 1 times 2x plus 1 to the power of 5. And then dv by dx times u is 10 2x plus 1 to the power of 4 multiplied by x. Now we can simplify this by factorizing out a factor of 2x plus 1 to the power of 4. So from this term we have a remaining 2x plus 1, and from this term we have 10x lots of 2x plus 1 to the power of 4. So our final answer is 2x plus 1 to the power of 4 multiplied by 12x plus 1. Let's do one final example. Let's say that we have y is equal to sine x minus 2 cosine x times ln 4x. So don't be tempted to expand the brackets here, because then you'd end up having to use the product rule twice. So it's much easier to treat this as the product of sine x minus 2 cosine x and ln 4x. So then we only need to use the product rule once. So if u is equal to sine x minus 2 cosine x, then when we differentiate with respect to x, we get cosine x, the derivative of sine x is cosine x, and then we have the derivative of negative cosine x, which is positive sine x. So we get 2 sine x. And for v, we have ln 4x. So dv by dx is 1 over 4x multiplied by the inner derivative, which is the derivative of 4x, which is 4. So 4's can cancel, and we just get 1 over x. So we've got u, we've got v, and we have du by dx, and we have dv by dx. So if we plug them in the formula, then dy by dx is equal to cosine x plus 2 sine x multiplied by v, which is ln 4x, plus 1 over x multiplied by sine x minus 2 cosine x. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around. If you got value from the video, then smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.